An impactful night at the New Hampshire primary sent shockwaves throughout the Democratic Party, forcing two candidates to drop out of the race. Good afternoon, I'm Elle Love.
And I'm Owen Godberson. Coming up, we take a look at how one flower shop in Omaha prepares for the endless rush of people needing flowers for Valentine's Day.
All this and more on the Omaha News.
From the studios of UNO Television, this is the Omaha News, presented by UNO School of Communication.
The finish at the top in New Hampshire looks a lot like the finish last week in Iowa, this time with Senator Bernie Sanders leading the way and former South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg finishing in a close second. But from the number 3 spot on down, there were some pretty big surprises, including the rise of Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar and disappointing finishes for Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren and former Vice President Joe Biden. The race also saw 2 candidates drop out, Tom Steyer and Andrew Yang. With those departures, there are now 8 remaining candidates up for the Democratic nomination.
The Iowa caucus has been the kickoff to primary season since the 1960s, but with delays in receiving the results, their position as first in the country may have been put in jeopardy. Many people think it's time to move on from the caucus system and instead switch to primaries.
Iowa is one of the last states in the country to retain the caucusing method, where party members debate with one another before picking a candidate. Most states, including Nebraska, hold primaries instead, which work like a general election where participants cast a ballot anonymously.
My first caucus, so it was an experience, and it wasn't a great experience with how boring and unorganized it was, so I can understand how other people were frustrated.
These frustrations were escalated when problems with the app used to report results crashed, causing a long delay in results. Nevada has since canceled its plans to use the app after the disastrous results in Iowa.
Iowa has long fought to keep its place as the state to kick off the general election, but with faith in the Democratic Party at an all-time low, Iowa is in jeopardy of losing this position. Many Iowans believe it's time for a change.
I don't think Iowa deserves all the power. Like, other states are just as important, and when we focus on just the Iowa caucus, we kind of disregard everybody else's caucus.
The full process has left Iowans feeling discouraged, with candidates spending upwards of $60 million on Iowa alone on an election where the outcome was contested and the final results unimportant.
I think that money can go to bigger and better things, especially this early on when there's still so many candidates. I can understand if we had 2 or 3 candidates that we needed to figure out.
One thing is for sure, the Iowa Democratic Party will have to make changes moving forward to reestablish their reputation and maintain their place as first in the country. For the Omaha News, I'm Sophia Ritter.
The Democratic National Chairman, Tom Perez, has called for a re-canvass for specific precincts in Iowa after many of the results were filled with inconsistencies and errors.
With Valentine's Day coming up on Friday, people around the metro prepare to buy flowers for the ones that they love. However, what you might not realize is the work that goes on behind the scenes. Harrison Pop reports on how one local shop overcomes the struggles of Valentine's Day.
It's just a day full of love and telling the people in your life that you love them and you care about them, that you like them. It's a great day.
As millions of Americans nationwide go last-minute shopping for gifts, Flowerama, located on 144th and Pacific, has thousands of flowers ready to be purchased.
Probably in excess of 100 boxes of flowers in. We've ordered 10,000 roses. Get us through the week, and we will probably run out.
The billion-dollar industry of Valentine's Day requires florists to work extreme hours leading up to February 14th. Designer Susan Pfeiffer.
Good morning, Flowerama. This is Susan. How may I help you?
Highlights Flowerama's budding work week.
It's probably, I would say, close to 70, so at least 70 hours for Valentine's Day week alone. We're just so busy. We get here early, and sometimes we're here until 11, sometimes midnight.
Owner Brenda Weissman puts the pedal to the metal with the overwhelming demand for flowers. She's optimistic that the Midwest weather will cooperate.
The 2 days before, the 13th and the 14th, what the weather's going to be like, because we have to prepare for that in bagging the flowers to make sure they're warm enough when they go out the door.
After harmonizing every order and delighting every relationship, a florist's perfect Valentine's Day gift is...
Quiet time.
Quiet. For the Omaha News, I'm Harrison Pop.
With Valentine's Day falling on a Friday, Flowerama expects business to relax as couples begin their early romantic weekend.
Coming up, our residents were left frustrated and confused following the debacle as recent caucus as the future is now up in the air.
Next, with Black History Month now in full swing, UNO welcomed a distinguished author to campus to discuss his new book and the ever-lurking danger of racism.
Keep it here. We'll be right back.
There's a unique educational experience right here in Omaha. With access to top-rated programs, in-demand degrees, and a worldwide community of graduates, UNO prepares students for life, wherever it may lead. From Omaha to Italy to Uganda to Japan, Mavericks are working in communities around the globe. So where will a degree from UNO take you? UNO, access to exceptional, access to the world. Learn more at unomaha.edu.
Benson, where creativity is our culture. Benson's lively atmosphere offers a unique experience. Come enjoy great live music, enjoy a variety of bars, get amazing food from local restaurants, and shop at local businesses. Whatever you do, you won't be disappointed with your experience. Learn more at experiencebenson.com.
Hello, my name is David Sutera, and I'm a new faculty member here at UNO. This spring, I'll be teaching JMC 1050 Film History and Appreciation Tuesday nights from 6 to 9:30 p.m. This class is a journey to the different possible worlds of film, bub. You will learn about film history and important milestones in cinematography, sound, editing, screenwriting, genre, and so much more. It'll be an offer you can't refuse. Capisce, paisan? Each class, you'll watch film clips and feature-length films and the stuff that dreams are made of. So come on down and sign up for JMC 1050 Film History and Appreciation on Tuesday nights from 6 to 9:30 p.m. where it will be showtime.
This is the Omaha News.
The recent outbreak of the coronavirus has killed more than 1,100 people and infected over 45,000 more worldwide. The vast majority of cases are in mainland China, and this is the cause for the travel restrictions both in the air and on the sea. Nebraska Medicine received a nearly $20 million grant from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services for its new National Training, Simulation, and Quarantine Center. The new 20-bed center is the only designated federal quarantine center in the country. Located between Lincoln and Omaha, Camp Ashland is a holding ground for Americans coming back from Wuhan, China. In total, there were 57 passengers that landed in Epley Airfield and transported to Camp Ashland by motorcade. These people will be quarantined at the camp for 12 days for precautionary reasons. If they show no signs of related symptoms, they will be released. UNMC Chancellor Jeffrey P. Gold says it's a proud day for the Med Center, and it will enable UNMC and Nebraska Medicine to take the lead in treating highly infectious diseases.
Winter is here, but it is not an easy time for some. Reporter Josiah Navarro is at our live desk with a story about specific mental illness that affects college students everywhere, and it's caused by weather.
Thanks, Al. Seasonal affective disorder is a type of disorder that is similar to other major depressive disorders that can have a major impact on every aspect of a college student's livelihood.
The winter season brings cold weather, shorter days, and gray skies, and for some people this can cause what is known as seasonal affective disorder.
Seasonal affective disorder is depression that's where the symptoms seem to appear when there is less light.
Sunlight exposure produces vitamin D, which helps balance mood and sleep hormones in the brain. Dr. Charlene Patterson says this lack of sunlight causes the disorder and that the symptoms closely mirror other major depressive disorders.
A lack of concentration, maybe more sadness or pessimism in their outlook, and a lack of feeling that there is well-being.
Seasonal affective disorder can greatly impact college students. UNO senior Andrew Ochoa says the disorder has affected him each year of his college career.
I guess, will to sit down and actually study the material that you're supposed to, and retaining that information, it just becomes a lot harder and you just don't want to actually do it.
Seasonal affective disorder can affect students' ability to sleep, either causing them to sleep too much or too little. This can affect their ability to study and concentrate, putting their academics at risk.
It just makes you feel down, like unmotivated to really do anything.
According to Psychology Today, more than 10 million Americans experience seasonal affective disorder, with most of them being young adults. If you are experiencing any of these symptoms, please schedule an appointment with a licensed professional to see what can be done to help. Owen, back to you.
Racism has been prevalent for decades. Many civil rights leaders have made significant changes over time, but there is still a lot of work to do in our community, in our neighborhood, and in our world. Reporter Timothy Eves was at the Thompson Alumni Center to report on one of these leaders and their efforts to help eliminate racism.
Dr. Kinney visited the UNO campus to discuss his new book and answer questions for the public. His new book, entitled How to Be Anti-Racist, helped connect with many UNO students.
Just black students in that school, to have that type of racism around me and to really change my perspective on racism and being an activist within my own self.
Dr. Kinney's book also helped UNO students like Jabin Moore understand racism on a different level.
Catch yourself thinking a certain way, even though you may not feel hateful to a certain race, or even like homophobic or, against immigrants. It can still be racist or have racist connotations.
Tarika Burton, the UNO's Multicultural Affairs Interim Director who helped bring Dr. Egram, believes his keynote discussion is exactly what the UNO campus needs.
I mean, it's exceptional. He is exactly what we need as we push forward the diversity and inclusion mission that we have here on campus at UNO and what we represent and what we want to represent for UNO.
For the Omaha News, I'm Timothy Eves.
Kendi's book debuted at #2 on the New York Times bestseller list and was a National Book Award winner. He plans to release his next book early in March. Coming up, the tragic death of Kobe Bryant left millions feeling lost and confused. We explore the phenomenon of collective grief and how people are coping with the passing of an icon.
Next, we'll check in on Omaha baseball, who begins a new season on Friday, looking to build on their success from a record-setting 2019.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
What I love the most about the Newman Center is just the community we have here.
The community here is just very friendly and very encouraging.
I feel welcome when I walk through the doors.
Here at the Newman Center, I just easily found my identity.
We've got these really cool events every Thursday, my dude. There's always something happening at the Newman Center.
If you're into music, you can find people who are doing music. If you're into gaming, there's a lot of people who do gaming here.
As a Catholic, what else, just having, the gift of the Mass.
As a college student, has just been really helpful because we've got study rooms set aside.
It feels just like walking through my own front door.
If you just want to have a good conversation, this is a place where you know that's always happening. Come to the Newman Center.
I would say to anybody, we want you here. And there are so many things that go on here. I think people would find a lot of fun and just their own life enriched by meeting new friends.
Your mood and stress level directly impact your ability to function in school. So if you're struggling, this is the sign you needed to reach out. Students Overcoming Stress is an on-campus support group that offers a confidential, safe space to discuss self-care, mental health, time management skills, and more. Students Overcoming Stress meets every Tuesday from 1 to 2 p.m. in room 224 in the Milo Bale Student Center. For more information, call 402-554-2409.
Explore the historic Blackstone District in Omaha, Nebraska. With over a dozen restaurants, bars, and social settings, you can experience everything the iconic district has to offer. Eat, drink, socialize, and enjoy the day or night here in Blackstone.
Started with Radio 1, the class with Jodine Brownlee. I fell in love with one of the projects that we did, the short story, And I walked up to her the very next day and was like, hey, I want to call baseball. And she was like, hey, we have a game at Warner Park next week. You're on the call. And I was like, it's that simple? And she goes, it's that simple. I believe the Mav Radio really helped me find my voice on campus. It's huge that one door opening up just a little bit has opened up really just lifelong friendships. Welcome to this week's edition of Omaha Sports. I'm your host, Ethan Walbach. After a historic 2019 season, Omaha baseball prepares to step up to the plate and take a swing at another title. Porter addressed the media last week ahead of the 2020 season. Porter believes that the culture that helped Omaha to a Summit League crown and an NCAA regional appearance is necessary in order for them to compete once again.
We had a really tight group that, you know, they knew how to compete and they knew how to win. So, you know, if we can keep that culture of being good to themselves, being good to their teammates, and all those things, then I think, you know, in the long run, we'll be successful.
Joining Coach Porter was catcher Brett Bonar and infielder Parker Smeckel, who headline a class of 10 seniors. Omaha squares up the bat for the first time Friday against Northwestern. With only 6 games left to solidify their Summit League standing, Omaha men's basketball has struggled to find traction in the back half of league play, losing their last 3 games. They let 2 slip away at home against South Dakota and North Dakota State last week, and then lost the first of their 2-game road stretch against South Dakota State last Saturday. Omaha is averaging 73 points per game during Summit League play, which shockingly is 7th best in the conference, with the Summit League being the top scoring conference in America. But Omaha has a chance to get back in the win column tonight as the Mavs take on Oral Roberts, a team they beat at Baxter Arena a month ago. The Mavs will look to gain some momentum heading into the conference tournament that is less than a month away. With 36.2 million followers across Twitter and Instagram, Kobe Bryant's impact on the NBA cannot be overstated. The star's shocking death on January 26th left fans across the nation mourning the passing of a basketball legend.
We admire different people for different reasons.
Millions of people across the nation grieved the loss of NBA superstar Kobe Bryant, and many of those same people took to social media to remember Kobe together. Millions of posts were shared worldwide within minutes.
Just a bunch of tributes and sad videos, collaborations on his impact.
For some, talking about grief is the hardest part. But as Dr. Paige Toller, Assistant Director of the School of Communication, says, social media helps aid in that struggle.
Social media does give us an outlet to express those condolences maybe that we wouldn't do if it was sort of a, you know, face-to-face conversation.
Fans of Kobe Bryant couldn't help but feel a personal connection to the star after his death. Counseling assistant professor Dr. Elizabeth Tolliver says social media connects celebrities and their fans.
Since everything feels like it's out there that we know so much about people, when we think we know so much, we feel a personal connection to them.
Kobe was an NBA icon that little kids could look up to. Throughout sports and even beyond, the death of Kobe Bryant has brought people closer together as a community.
Grief impacts communities and how, on a larger level, systemically, how that then really progresses over time. I think it's the thread, right? To me, it's that thread that connects us all.
Even here in Omaha, a Kobe billboard could be seen along I-80, paying tribute to the legend.
I think he's a top 3 player of all time, definitely a basketball legend.
And Kobe will be remembered as just that, a legend. Tributes to Kobe can still be seen on social media as the sports community collectively grieves the passing of an icon. His legacy will continue to live on as Kobe and his daughter Gianna will be honored at the NBA All-Star Game this Sunday. It could be a tough sledding for Omaha women's basketball team as the Mavericks have lost their last 8 games and need to steal at least 2 victories to finish out the regular season if they want to make the Summit League tournament. The Mavs will have their chances as they face Oral Roberts, a team they've already beaten this season, tomorrow night. Then 3 of their next 4 games are against teams the Mavs lost to by 6 points or less in their first meeting. Omaha currently sits at 8th in the Summit League standings, and they return home on Saturday as they take on the Denver Pioneers. The Kansas City Chiefs had to fight for their right to party this season. After defeating the San Francisco 49ers in Super Bowl 54, Chiefs fans were ready to party too. The colors red and gold filled the streets of Kansas City last Wednesday as over 1 million fans of Chiefs Kingdom flocked outside Union Station to celebrate the team's first Super Bowl win since 1969. A party 50 years in the making, fans unbothered by the cold temperature welcomed the long overdue victory and the sweet feeling of success.
After all the years of frustration and disappointment, losing in playoffs, man, we can say we are the world champions of the world.
For now, the party rolls on in Kansas City, as fans of the Chiefs Kingdom will be able to call themselves world champions for the rest of the year, a title that they hope doesn't take another 50 years to say again. And that's all we have for Omaha Sports this week. Owen L., back to you.
Thanks, Ethan. Coming up, a new revitalization project is underway near 84th and Pacific Streets to bring more housing to the area. We check in with local businesses to get their take on the construction and what it could potentially do to their business.
Next, there's a chance of snow tonight as we head into rush hour. We take a look at the weather both this evening and the week ahead.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
For years, the Old Market has been a popular attraction. With its vintage atmosphere and rich history, it's a great way to spend an evening. It has niche restaurants where you can grab dinner, and unique stores you can shop at, making it an exciting place to explore. So come on down and check out the Old Market, located between 10th and 13th Streets and Farnham and Jackson Streets.
There is a spark inside every one of us that seeks to create and express ourselves. A spark that burns with the desire to capture our imagination into reality. And there is a place where that spark can grow. 13th Floor Magazine. We are not just for writers. Join us and share your passion with the world.
Coming up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Faded grass to a full.
While the groundhog may have declared an early spring, it appears the winter weather didn't quite get the memo and will make its presence felt tonight. We head over to Ben Helwig, who has a look at the weather for this week. Ben?
The weather has plummeted. The temperature has plummeted over the last several hours here in the metro area, as a chance of snow is also in full effect. Right now it's currently 39 degrees, which is not terrible, but the temperatures are going to continue to drop as we are already seeing some flakes of precipitation outside over the next couple hours, bringing the below temperature freezing and a chance for snow that could begin as early as 5 o'clock p.m. While it looks to be only a dusting, stay safe on your drive home tonight. As for the overnight, that temp is going to sink all the way to the single digits, 7 degrees at midnight. But look at that wind chill. With winds in excess of 20 miles per hour, it'll feel like as low as negative 13 degrees. So make sure your heater is on tonight. Looking at our 5-day forecast, it will indeed be sunny tomorrow, but bitterly cold at 12 degrees with a low of 8. Friday, temperatures rise a little bit, but it will be extremely windy as well, with winds reaching as high as 25 miles per hour. A high of 36 degrees. Saturday, less sun but warmer temps around 40 degrees and a high of 48. Sunday continues that trend as it warms up another couple notches to 43, high cracking the 50s at 51. And as for Monday, wintry mix once again in the forecast, depending on the temperature. That could be either rain or snow, as the projected temp hovers right around freezing at 31 degrees. As now we take a look at our extended metro area weather map. As you can see, it's already starting to get a little bit colder up there in the northwest area of our weather map. 23 degrees, 29 degrees over in the Madison, West Point, Columbus area. Right here in the metro, you can tell 34 degrees, 39 right here. We mentioned earlier, there is a little bit of snow already coming down outside, and a little bit of breaking news here on the Omaha News. All UNO classes before 10 a.m. will be canceled with precaution to the roads getting adjusted there. So most of all, though, stay safe out there if any snow does indeed begin to fall, as it will continue to fall. Owen L., back to you.
Thanks, Ben. Countryside Village near 84th and Pacific Streets is set to see an increase of business with the construction of the new Loveland Estates. The new estates will contain up to 18 homes in an effort to revitalize the area.
A new residential development is under construction off 84th and Pacific to replace vacant homes across Countryside Village. The 18 single-family units will be called Estates of Loveland. We spoke with Boyd Redenbaugh, owner of The Simple Man, a men's clothing store in Countryside Village.
My belief is that I do think that this new development is good for the area. I think it'll bring fresher faces, younger, than it sounds like from what I've read about the development. They're putting in the types of structures that will bring, very similar qualities and characteristics to the neighborhood as what we currently have.
Then we moved next door for a coffee and conversation at the Village Grinder with owner Patty Duchek.
I'm excited for the new development because I have a business right across the street from the development, and I feel when you bring more people into the area, it's obviously going to help us. Hopefully we can capitalize on that. It's a good location in that they can walk across the street, come and get a cup of coffee, go and get their shopping done right here in the village, and it makes it kind of more small, quaint community.
Shervin Ansari, owner of Swartz Deli, believes the new development will bring positive change to the community.
Definitely changing the demographics, family with children due to the close vicinity to the school, and we feel that it's absolutely on the upside.
For the Omaha News, this is Ulysses Orozco.
The houses at the new Loveland Estates are projected to go anywhere from $1,850,000 to $1 million each. Construction is slated to begin in late spring or early summer 2020.
That's all we have for today. Join us again next week for more exciting stories in your community.
Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at UNO The Omaha News, or find our website for even more news and stories at unomahanews.com.
From all of us here at UNO Television, thanks for watching.
We'll see everyone next week.
Support for this program is provided by Sequent Planning, an SEC-registered investment advisor, helping people make informed retirement income decisions. Additional information is available at sequentomaha.com.
What I feel coming to UNO is a sense of community, feeling like I had a home, and so I chose UNO because of that. To me, access to exceptional is having a cheerleader in your life, and anybody who has stepped foot in UNO knows that somebody cares about you. School isn't just getting a GPA. To go above and beyond that is what's going to make you an exceptional applicant to a job or a graduate program.
Dundee, home to Warren Buffett. It's located west of Midtown Omaha, Nebraska. It's a place in Omaha where neighbors can work, eat, relax, and live it up, all within a few blocks. Come visit the neighborhood and see what Dundee has to offer.
Lyle, calm down.